think in CSM, our culture has been really enforced on being a family and helping our students to grasp onto that. I think they've attached to that and really been pushing the idea of, as a family, what is it that we're doing for each other, as well as for those who need to become a part of our family.
Our hope and experience is for every student to walk through the door, make a personal connection, and be a part of the group.
CSM is just so welcoming, and you never feel like you're just a new person here, and you just feel like you can talk to anyone and you can just be yourself, and you don't have to be another person to satisfy the needs of other people. You always feel like this is your family.
This room is a place where students come in, and no matter what's happened during their week, no matter what is happening in their life, they know when their knees hit these carpet squares that God is going to meet them here.
We've really put an emphasis on having smaller groups where students lead each other and seeing connection that happens naturally in that way.
I just never felt comfortable talking or let alone singing in front of people. And coming to CSM, I felt like I was more comfortable because I didn't have to prove myself to anyone that I was good enough.
One of the things that I love about Avalanche is that it gives us time that isn't capped or limited. It's time that we can just spend in God's presence.
When we can get away from where we're used to and comfortable, that it creates opportunities for God to speak.
Avalanche is by far one of my favorite things ever about CSM. And I went to Avalanche the first year coming in with a lot of struggles, with a lot of stress and a lot of sadness. And when I came, it just changed me as a person because I finally felt refreshed. I got so much closer to so many people, and especially God.
There were students who were sacrificing things or who were laying things down before God that they had held on to for so long, in understanding, man, I'm not burdened to this anymore, that I can have life and God wants to do something through me, and that's not going to be the barrier that stops me.
I was in a place where I'm I don't know where I'm at with God right now, and I don't know if I want to continue this walk with God. I've always been raised in a Christian home, but that doesn't mean it defines who I am. CSM put glasses on my face and showed me the clear vision of what God wants me to have, because I wasn't looking in the right lens. I was looking in a lens that was so blurry that I couldn't see what God wanted me to do. Just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
I really feel like CSM has changed me because I was not myself the past year, and I just feel like all the worship and just the way that the sermons move in me and the way God is moving in me really changes that perspective.
I think it's really gonna help me get through hard times, because I know there's gonna be another hard times in my life. So I think that's what's gonna help me know that God's here looking over me and helping me.
And CSM has been the thing that I look forward to every week. Every Tuesday or every Monday, I'm church is coming up Wednesday, prepare your heart now. You're I'm gonna feel something during worship. I'm gonna feel something during this sermon. I know I'm going to feel something, and you have to pray about it and know that God is gonna move you in a way that you haven't experienced before.
Both Pastor Jay and I truly believe that God wants to make this a year where not just us as pastors, but our students are more fruitful in their families, in their schools, and in this church. We want to see more kids who don't have church experiences being reached by our students here.
Helping students to discover that, hey, just because you are a 6th, a 7th, and 8th grader or a high schooler doesn't mean that you have to wait until a certain point or have a certain place in time, but that God wants to do something in your life right now. And how when you can embrace that and search for that, it changes every aspect of how you live, but also prepares you for those things that God is leading you towards as you grow up.